Last segment, not AEW, just professional wrestling. Modern day Mount Rushmore. Now, are we going with the best overall moneymakers or just personal favorites or personal, like, I would pay to see them? What are we doing with modern Rushmore? Because, like, a lot of times people are like, well, this guy makes the most money. But I don't know. And no one ever interviewed those presidents up on that mountain and said, "Hey, what's your income?"
For
But
me,
yeah,
I'm doing like the four best, the biggest draws to me. Um,
for
the
you
four guys.
personally, or just like,
I think in general, but it is from my own personal perspective,
got it,
obviously.
got it, got it. All right, all right.
But I
So,
think there's one we can start with that we both will agree with.
okay, okay, go ahead.
That we can just get one out of the way.
Yeah,
That
for
I
the
think is
record,
going to
I
be
am not
unanimous.
prepared for this.
And neither am I, but I thought of them before we were doing the show, so
Okay, okay.
I'm ready now. Kenny Omega. I feel like that's a given that Kenny Omega is going to be on both of our modern Mount Rushmores.
So it's okay if they're injured and out as long as they're active and modern.
Yeah, if they're active and modern. He's
Okay,
injured,
okay.
but he's still active.
Got it. Yeah, Kenny is like, I like AEW. I watch AEW. Kenny leaves AEW. I don't know if I keep watching. I think
I
he's
go
that
to
much of
where
a star
Kenny
power.
goes.
And when Kenny returns, like, I don't know, maybe it's just us. Maybe it's because I live in Japan and Kenny is a god here. But if you go off this podcast host, you go off the friends I talk to in Japan, like, AEW is Kenny Omega. I don't know if it's the same in North America. I don't know if it's the same. Like, I've never met someone where they say AEW and they don't say it's Kenny's promotion. Like, oh yeah, Kenny's promotion, Kenny's promotion, Kenny's promotion. And I think if he ever leaves, it would be a huge blow, at least to my fandom of watching AEW. I think he's one of the best in the world. So there you go. Kenny is it? Whew, from there. I mean, I don't know. Like, it depends because, like, I'm thinking of two WWE guys. Let's try to go from company to company and we'll eliminate WWE guys. I think you have to say Roman, right?
For me,
But
yeah, Roman's on my list for me.
Roman's on my list. But what's his Steiner's son, Braun Breaker? I watch all his highlights and matches, and I'm a WWE pay per view guy. I am not a WWE TV guy. I'm a WWE pay per view highlights guy. And Braun Breaker, just anything he does, I'm like, I gotta watch this. I gotta see what's up. Because I think to be on Mount Rushmore modern, the company has to believe in you. Like, AJ
Yeah,
Styles is one of the greatest wrestlers ever, but he ain't doing shit. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna fucking do anything ever again. Finn Balor. What the fuck is Finn Balor gonna do? Get the fuck out of here. So I think to be on the modern Rushmore, the company has to be behind you, right? In some
uh,
small ways.
not necessarily. I think, but I mean, it's hard to really be much of a draw if the company's not behind you.
Yeah, because I think of Ricochet. I think of AJ Styles. I think, like, those guys are 10 out of 10 amazing athletes. But let's be honest, they're not going to fucking win. It's like watching Nakamura. Yeah. Will I yow? Will I fucking think of the glory days? Yeah. Will I be upset when he gets pinned? No. That's what he does. That's what he does. So I think the company has to be behind you a little bit to be in the modern. So are we putting Roman?
I would say, yeah.
All right, we're going to put Roman. So we got Kenny. We got Roman. I was also thinking with, but Braun Breaker's on the, like, he's on my radar. I think he's going to be bonkers insane. I think
I
he's
think
such
he's
a
a
good
really
talent.
good up and coming guy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, all right. So there we go. Does TNA have anyone in modern?
No,
I'm trying to think. No, I mean, I don't mean to pick on TNA, but I don't think they're anyone with Kenny or Roman. New Japan, I think they're getting old. I mean, Naito is very popular, but the young guys that can go get booked poorly. I don't see anyone in New Japan because you can make an argument for Shingo, you can make an argument for Yota Tsuji, but fuck, man, Evil's your next fucking champion, or at least in the main event, is fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna knock New Japan. Noah, I say Keno is the heart and soul of that company. So I'd put Keno, but he might get bumped just because he's booked kind of poorly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
I don't think AEW's done though.
All right. We can go back to AEW.
I think MJF.
MJF is tough because he just got back from injury, but we're still pumped up.
Yeah, he's just think about the level of impact he has on the show. No MJF, no Kenny made the show noticeably different.
Yeah. And also, you can throw in Will Ospreay, and I mean, who's the best woman right now? Asuka doesn't get booked to be the best. She could be great. I'm trying to think who.
Rhea.
Charlotte's been. Oh, Rhea's really good. Yeah.
If we're putting a woman on there, it's got to be Rhea Ripley.
Because I was gonna say the CEO. Is she? But she's been only 1 or 2 matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's got to be Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley. Do you know for the longest time I thought there was 5 people on Mount Rushmore? True story. I'm a fucking idiot.
Nice.
Just like Steiner's son, I wanna point out All Japan has a lot of great athletes, and Hayato is fucking everything. He hits like a Mack truck. He moves as fast as those fuckers in Dragon Gate, and faster than anyone. And he's got a great fucking JoJo gimmick. JoJo. So Hayato is really fucking amazing.
So what do we end up with? Kenny Omega.
We got Kenny Omega, Roman, Keno, MJF. But I feel like Keno might get bumped because of Will Ospreay.
Rhea.
And Rhea Will Ospreay. And he might get bumped because of booking. Like, you could be the heart and soul of a fucking company. But if that company's going to shit on you.
If AJ didn't get on the list, then...
Yeah. And then if you want, we could say more American. So, I don't know. Maybe Japan. Maybe I should do a separate one for Japanese talent.
I think Will Ospreay gets off, and that it's
Rhea Ripley.
It's got to be Rhea. Yeah.
Yeah. Will Ospreay's going to be great though. So I think Kenny and Roman are locked. I think we got Kenny and Roman locked.
Yeah.
And after that, I wonder what they're down there below is. I wonder. So MJF, Rhea. All right. Keno, I love you. So. All right, we got Kenny Omega, Roman, MJF, Rhea Ripley. That is us working as a team, agreeing. With a shout out to Steiner's son, Hayato, Keno, Kento,
Will Ospreay.
Will Ospreay, and who knows what Ibushi can or can't do. Oh, Takashita's so good.
There's so many shout outs of like these young, crazy talented guys.
Yeah, and I think, is Rhea Ripley the best female wrestler going today? I mean, you got.
I would say so.
You got a lot. You got.
I would say so.
TJPW, Stardom. Oh, what's her name? Fuck, she just got injured. She's headed to WWE. Julia. Yeah. But also too, like, we're gonna go off star power and the company behind it. It's hard because
Rhea's just so massively hugely over. And not only that, but she puts on banger matches. Cuts great promos, and then you look at her age. At her age, it's absurd that she's arguably the best woman in the world.
I apologize for being uneducated. I take it by age. You mean she's very young?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I didn't know her age. So,
pull it up.
As far as this Mount Rushmore, popularity and company behind you did play a big factor in this.
Yeah, she's only 27.
Oh, that's fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
That's insane. So there you go. Maybe I'll do a separate one for Japan, but not having Will on the list hurts.
Yeah, but it's only 4.
Yeah. So it is tough, and I feel like we need a woman's on that list. So yeah. All right, that's Wrestle AM's Mount Rushmore. Maybe I'll make a Japan Mount Rushmore separate. Let me put that down on videos I'm not gonna make. Mount Rushmore.
Japan Mount Rushmore modern.
Yeah. Well, we'll make that a separate one. So yeah, but yeah, but here's the thing. I know we talk a lot of pro wrestling, and I know sometimes when you talk about it, you talk a little bit about the negative a little too much, or you're a positive PD. Like, there's not many genuine voices out there, and because there's not many genuine voices, anything you critique seems negative. I think me and Sid can both say this is the best professional wrestling has been for a while, and there has to be something for you. At this point, if you don't like WWE, AEW, TNA, New Japan, Noah, All Japan, Dragon Gate, like at this point, it's you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't find a wrestling product you could be into right now. Maybe you're just not that into wrestling.
And that's okay.
Which is okay.
But
it's okay.
I always thought there was a lot of content creators that like felt they were above pro wrestling and were just mocking it for views. I felt that way for a lot of, not everyone, but you know, you just turn it on and it's like, this fucking sucks, you know?
Yeah.
So if you have a genuine voice and you are genuine about loving professional wrestling, there's a product out there for you. You know, if New Japan, there's Noah. If there's not Noah, there's All Japan. If there's not All Japan, there's Dragon Gate. Same thing in America, you know, and not even talking about the top indies like GCW and all that. There's a product out there. So I guess modern Mount Rushmore, we could argue over this for days, but it is a great time to be a professional wrestling fan. So please enjoy it. Please enjoy it, because there's been some hard times. Hard times. All right, to the BS.